Call to order the Greenwood Advisory Planning Commission meeting for August 23rd, 2021. First order of business is the approval of minutes from our meeting on July 26th.
So moved.
Second.
Motion by Mr. Dine, second by Monica. All those in favor of that motion, signify by raising your right hand. Those opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Any special requests for continuances? Being done. Old business. Old business from the floor. Under new business, PC 21-044 Rise Commercial Primary Plat. To change commitments. Is that what it is? No, commercial primary plat at Southwest Corner, Airport Parkway, and Christie Drive. Smithers is the petitioner.
Hi, good evening, everyone. This is Donna Smithers with North Point Engineering. And we were hired by Ryland Engineering.
Hold on.
Okay.
Sorry, this is a public hearing, so there'll be 15 minutes for the petitioner, 15 for administrator, 5 minutes for each. And we need to have anybody who's going to speak for that to be sworn in.
Sorry about that.
That's okay. My bad. My fault.
Do you swear under penalties for perjury the testimony you're about to give is true to the best of your knowledge?
I do.
Okay, now you can proceed.
We were contacted by Ryland Engineering. They are doing a site plan for a commercial development at the southwest intersection there, Christie Drive and Airport Parkway. They were told that they needed to plat this parcel for their development. So we had originally completed a boundary survey for them. So we were contacted to do a primary plat and then a final plat for them on this property. So the purpose here is to create one lot. It contains 3.59 acres and allowing them to establish a commercial lot for their proposed development. And that's pretty much it on this one. This is a pretty simple one.
Is there anybody to speak against this? Seeing none, close the public hearing. Any questions from Ms. Smithers?
Are there any diagrams or charts or anything we could look at?
This is an expansion of the existing Rise storage next door. This will be 4 more buildings fronting Airport Parkway.
It is part of the same company.
Correct.
Okay, that was the answer to my question, Dale. Thank you.
Other questions? Comments? Seeing none, there's been a motion prepared.
I move to approve the primary plat for Rise Commercial District submitted by North Point Engineering and Surveying on behalf of SF7 LLC, docket PC 2021-044, because the primary plat complies with the standard in the subdivision division of the Unified Development Ordinance, and to direct the president to sign on the commission's behalf the notice of determination and written findings regarding the approval of the primary plat as prepared by the planning director.
Second.
Motion by Mr. Shell, second by Monica. All those in favor of that motion, signify by raising your right hand. All those opposed, same sign. Motion carries.
Thank you.
You're welcome. All right. The next order of business is PC 2021-069 Lions Park Primary Amendment. Approval of primary plat amendment at 1418 Fry Road. And I believe Ms. Smithers, you had this one as well.
Yes, sir.
The public hearing, again, 15 minutes petitioner, 15 for
you swear under penalties for perjury the testimony you're about to give is true to the best of your knowledge?
I do. For the record, Donna Smithers, North Point Engineering and Surveying. If I could I share a screen on this to show you a layout that we have? The intent of this request is an amendment to the original plat that was approved. And what we've done is we have some common areas that we've added to the plat. And I have an exhibit I can show unless you might have that on file with you. It's a colored exhibit that shows the site layout, and in green, it shows the common areas of what we're adding for the development. These common areas are for proposed detention areas along the east and west border of the development. And then along the front, it is for landscaping and signage.
Let's see if we can get it to share your screen. Hold on just a second.
You might already have access, if you just try to click on share.
Yeah, if you click on share, you might be able to go ahead and do that.
Okay,
There you go.
great. So this is the site plan that I was talking about, and you can see there's the common areas on the east and west border of the site, and then along the front we have the common areas for the landscaping and signage, and also a common area in the island, which is for additional signage there for the development. So this is basically the request, or what we're needing is adding these common areas which were not in our initial primary plat. The lot count's the same. All the lots still meet the ordinance requirements. We're still creating the lot 15 for the cemetery, and then the lot 16 to the north there is the area that's being dedicated to the Parks Department.
That it?
That's it.
Anybody to speak against this? Seeing none, close the public hearing. Any questions or comments from Ms. Smith?
I guess I want to clarify for our planning commission members that this is for 14 buildable lots. You'll notice that there are 16 lots indicated. One is the cemetery, one is the land that's being dedicated to parks. Otherwise, as Donna mentioned, common areas were added as these are drainage areas denoted in the plan set, so they need to be carved out as common areas for drainage and also common areas for landscape.
Any additions?
Mr. Davis, the lot 7 and 8 run all the way back to the creek and around cemetery. So they're large lots.
They're very deep, yes. They go down, Donna, speaking more to the grading, but there's a decent drop off once you get past the cemetery.
Is there any concern about how the grounds are maintained?
Donna, could you provide a little more information about what's on the ground there? As I recall, it's fairly wooded.
It is. It's wooded. Pretty much from the middle of the cemetery back is wooded. We are also in our plan set, we're providing a concrete sidewalk back to a bridge that's going to be installed that will also have a connection to the Parks Department. So yeah, it's very, very wooded and very steep in that back area. There is a flood zone back there in this area.
Any other questions or comments? Okay.
Mr. President, I move to approve the amended primary plat for Lions Park residential subdivision submitted by North Point Engineering and Surveying on behalf of Lions Park LLC, PC 2021-069, to add lot 15, lot 16, and 4 common areas, including the landscape island at the entrance, because it complies with the standards in the former subdivision control ordinance, and to direct the president to sign on the commission's behalf the notice of determination and plat as prepared by the planning director.
Second.
Motion by Mr. Michelle, second by Monica. All those in favor of that motion, signify by raising your right hand. All those opposed, same sign. Motion carries.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Miller.
Have a good evening.
You too. Next order of business would be PC 2021-067, Arbor Ridge Top changing commitments. This is a public hearing, and again, 15 minutes petitioner, 15 demonstrator, and 5 minutes public speech. And please be sworn in.
Do you swear under penalties for perjury the testimony you're about to give is true to the best of your knowledge?
I do. Christian and Lance, you guys may want to be sworn in as well, just in case.
Do you swear under penalties for perjury the testimony you're about to give is true to the best of your knowledge?
I do.
I do.
And there was two of them. Okay. Go.
Good evening. For the record, Eric Prime, Van Baylor Law Firm, on behalf of your petitioner, JMS Investments, Inc., and Arbor Homes, the developer. We're here this evening to seek some amendments to commitments that were entered into back in 2019 when this subdivision came through for rezoning. This board heard that rezone. It was recommended favorably to the council and was eventually approved. That, of course, was under the old ordinance regime. In the meantime, of course, COVID came along, things slowed down, didn't get developed at the speed that they were originally anticipated. Arbor is ready to roll now. Their primary plat has been filed. In fact, you'll get to see that in a couple of weeks. But in the meantime, the new UDO was adopted. And so this is one of those that kind of got caught in between where the original commitments were developed to comply with the old ordinance. And now they're going to have to comply with the new ordinance as they come in and work. So in order to clear that up, we went back in and just said, look, let's just kind of, these are the rules that we agreed to adhere to, but we want to just clean them up so that it complies with the current ordinance. In doing so, a couple of things happened, one in our favor and a couple in the city's favor. One in our favor is under the new UDO, we had a maximum of 94 lots. The new ordinance permits up to 97. And so we're asking for those 3 additional lots when we're agreeing to comply with the new rules. Now, in the city's favor, we're doing 2 things, 2 huge things. One, the original development was approved with some vinyl siding allowed in there, and we are now committing to no vinyl. So there will be all fiber cement siding instead of vinyl in those spots. And then the ordinance, your current ordinance has a 36-inch kind of wainscot of brick required. We're agreeing to, on the front facades, for those to go to the first floor cap. So that's in excess of the current ordinance. So those 2 things favorable to the city, to the aesthetics, and 1 thing favorable to us to get 3 additional lots. And really, that is in a nutshell what we're doing. Let me just show you real quick. Here is the land that we're talking about. It's the T-shaped piece over on Combs Road. It sits behind the Opus development, behind the fire station on Graham. And then this is the site plan that was filed recently. That again, you'll be seeing this shortly, but this is the new version that has the 97 lots rather than the 94. And so you can see how that layout is going to occur. And I want to just show you very quickly, this may be hard to read. These are the old commitments with red line edits indicating the new items that we're going to have in there. So there is a new attachment, Exhibit A, that will be incorporated, and we are committing to not request variances from the new UDO standards. The top of this page on the left, you can see that there will be no vinyl siding permitted. The very top thing. Item 2.7 was staff recommendation in the staff report. And by the way, the staff report was favorable for these changes. The one recommendation they made was on the original plan, the playground area was adjacent to a detention pond. And it specifically called out where that would be. Staff really didn't like that design and asked us to reconsider that. So this commitment, if you see up here at 2.7, It's just more generic. It just says we will build a playground in the common area. And then 2.8 is the new language that puts us under your new UDO and indicates that we will adhere to that. That's where it talks about the materials. You can see the first floor top ordered masonry to the first floor top. I think that should be cab. It says plat. So we'll get that typo fixed before it gets finalized. And then on certain items, there is an exception to their craftsman style product that just naturally has less masonry on that type of product that will comply with either path 1 or path 2 under your new UDO. So again, not asking for any variances, but we're just not committing to put that much brick on the front of those because they just don't have them. And I'll show you a couple pictures here in a minute. And even some of those may still comply, but we ask for that hard out and staff is fine with that. And really that's it. These are the craftsman style homes, a couple of the elevations that we were talking about. So they will still have brick on them, but maybe not to the fullest extent. But again, no vinyl, and all those other areas that you see there will be fiber cement product.
Okay. Anybody to speak against? Seeing none, we'll close the public hearing. Any questions or comments from the commission?
When you present your primary plat, will you have where you're gonna put the playground in it? Or you just wait to do with that?
Yeah, I don't think that's been 100% decided yet. They have an area picked out that I think is shown on there, but that'll,
Next to the traffic.
yeah, they'll work
By
with
the
staff.
time the primary plat gets to us, we'll have it figured out.
They'll iron that out with staff.
There's been a detailed motion prepared. There we go. Okay.
Mr. President, I move to approve the modification of the commitments concerning the use and development of real estate made in connection with the rezoning of 31.54 acres of land located south of County Line Road on the west side of Combs Road by ordinance number 19-13. Number one, increase the number of lots from 94 to 97. Number two, to change the applicable development standards to those for the residential medium lot zone, RM, district in the Unified Development Ordinance. Number three, to change the applicable architectural building design standards of Exhibit A to match those in the single-family residential building design standards in the Unified Development Ordinance. Number four, to require Path 1 or Path 2 of the residential building design standards for exterior materials. Path 2, to require mortar masonry for the first floor top plate on front elevations exceeding the required 36 inches for all home models except the craftsman, which shall meet Path 1 or Path 2 is written in modified Exhibit A. And number 5, to require construction and installation of a playground in a common area prior to occupancy of any dwelling excepting model homes. As presented, and to authorize and direct the commission president to execute and deliver a memorandum regarding the commitment modifications regarding common council ordinance number 19-13 to the common council in the commission's behalf.
Second.
Motion by Mr. Shell, second by Monica. All those in favor of that motion, signify by raising your right hand. All those opposed, same sign. Motion carries.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Mr. Bull, just to clarify for the record, this does not go back to council. This is the only use for the site.
If there's one revise the minutes a little bit, I'll email those to you tomorrow so you can see how it goes.
Yeah, and I believe that word should be top plate.
Top plate, and I think that's probably pretty much.
Yeah.
Any new business from the floor? Seeing none, any announcements?
We do have business at our next meeting, so we'll see you at our first meeting in September.
Okay. Any other announcements or comments? Are we done this week?
It's broken up in December, final surface layers next week.
Prime Medicine looks nice and smooth.
And also the Meadowview, just north of the roundabout, they've been resurfacing the road back to New Amsterdam. Is that the first, I guess, the first course in, they still have a top coat to go, but it looks really good.
Yeah,
My son lives over there, I drove through it.
I'm trying to go to work this morning at black.
The roundabout on Main Street. Grass.
The city's gotten a lot of compliments.
Yeah.
It's nice, but people still don't, I almost got clipped twice because people think they can just go without stopping. It's not murder, pause if someone's coming from that way, you know what I mean? They just don't get it. Yeah,
Look to your left.
yeah, they don't get it.
I got behind the wait last week. It was Maine and, or Maine and Avery. Should have stopped and looked around. It's not the stop sign.
And there were no vehicles in any.
None, except for me behind her.
Anything else?
Motion to adjourn, Mr. President.